beat the Georgia Bulldogs, you're gonna feel the bulldog.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Row 60, a Georgia football podcast. My name is Clark Gaines. Joining me today, as always, Adam Thornton.
Boom! Whoa! Man, baby.
This is show number 95. Welcome in, folks, to Row 60. We're glad you're here. We're glad to be here, Adam, because the Dogs are victorious over the stinking Tennessee Vols. 31-17.
Big shot in the arm right there to just get you just fired up even more, man. I'm excited. A whole lot different just tone, and very excited to talk about this episode compared to the last one we put out, Clark. Exciting times, man, thinking about the future. But, hey, 2 more games at Sanford Stadium to close out the regular season and then see where the postseason goes after that, man. But I'm excited. Just got some new life about me as a fan right now. You know, I mean, it's exciting what we saw in Sanford Stadium all the way around. Have a lot of good stuff to talk about. It's going to be a fun episode.
Absolutely.
Let's crank it up.
Let's do
About 5 notches right here, baby.
Hey, if you were a part of our call-in show the other night, we want to say thank you so much.
Yep.
That was awesome. Good time had by all. I'm sure we'll have another one. Especially if we're in the college football playoff.
That's right, man.
Looking at it right now, looks pretty daggum good.
Very daggum good, Clark. Just take care of business at home next 2 games, man. And I think you definitely solidify a spot. It's going to be interesting to see. As of the recording of this, we do not know where Georgia will be in the latest college football playoff rankings, but still a lot of ball to be played between now and Selection Sunday in the sense of if Georgia wins out, you know, and it looks hopefully they will, and I feel pretty good about after Saturday night that they will, if Georgia will have a first-round game against a team in Sanford Stadium, or if they'll be on the road in a college campus, or if some wild stuff happens these next couple of weeks that finds Georgia still in a shot to go to Atlanta for the SEC championship, man. I mean, a lot of unknowns still, but that's exciting. It's going to be fun to watch unravel the next couple of weeks to close the regular season out.
Yeah. We've got a big episode for you guys today. Rather tonight. It's 10:30 on Sunday night, November 17th.
We've started pumping these things out late, Clark. I love it, man.
Yeah, my voice is shot. I apologize. I'm sorry. If you're listening, William Hearn, I'm sorry. He said he's just gotten used to my hoarse voice. He doesn't even remember how I sound normally.
That's good, man.
But I want the people to know, yes, I left it at Sanford Stadium, as did many people out there who went to the game. So we're going to talk about the game day atmosphere, what that was like being in Sanford Stadium. It was a great day. Good gosh almighty. Lots of fun there. Weekly concession stands report. We've got Clark's fun facts, offense and defensive recap from the Tennessee game.
Yeah.
And then we're going to move on to the UMass Minutemen.
Yes.
And then we'll have a pick'em and a pick 6 at the very end.
Right. I love it, man.
Let's go ahead and start talking about the game day atmosphere. Adam, the first note I had was the blackout.
Right.
Absolutely fantastic, phenomenal job by the Georgia Bulldog faithful.
Yeah, man. I mean, absolutely wonderful how it was executed. And it was something that went through social media this week. And it got me thinking, like, how did we execute blackout so well back in the day, like in 2007, the first original one? Well, I guess it was MySpace back then. Word got spread through MySpace. You know, maybe Tom, the guy that you all were all – you might have been too young for MySpace.
No, I had a MySpace.
You had a MySpace, but you remember Tom, you had that automatic friend. Yep. He might have pumped out the word to all of us back then. I don't remember how in the world we executed like we did. It might have been put in the local newspaper. I don't remember, but now, you know, obviously you could look on any social media platform out there, and I just hear it, you know, through the word, the grapevine as well. And it's something that was good. It was executed, man, because I was like, I was kind of questionable. It's like, because I never knew, is it an official blackout? Right. You know, you told me you had some site, but everybody did it, man. I think it's just a common thing that it should be. If there's a game underneath the lights at Sanford Stadium, it should be a blackout, man. That environment is great. And I want to touch on it, too, after rewatching the broadcast today, what ABC did. But I want to do the in-person, you know, breakdown of the atmosphere first, and then talk about it after I went back and watched it, the ABC production of it. I got a lot of good things to say about that as well.
Yeah. The second note I had about the atmosphere is the weather. Yeah, awesome football weather, man. Perfect. It was 51 degrees in Sanford Stadium last night. Oh, it's just, you can't get any better than that.
If the good Lord asked you to draw it up like you wanted it, you couldn't have drew it up any better, Clark. Yeah. I mean, it was perfect, man. It was football weather, and it was something that a southern November Saturday Not too cold, man, but not hot. It was perfect.
You know, there was one, well, you couldn't see this, I don't think. The moon was right over Sanford Stadium on the home side. I sat on the home side this time away from row 60. That's the first time I've sat on the home side since 2011 Georgia-Auburn.
Yeah.
Which is just wild.
The moon was setting over Sanford Stadium.
Yes, the moon was actually was rising up in the end zone.
I love it, man. Yeah, moon over Georgia, like Shenandoah sang about, man. Yeah. I mean, it was great. So, I mean, perfect atmosphere. Couldn't beat.
Yeah. And then last thing, the fireworks were phenomenal. Really love that. Great touch, Adam. We got some red and white. And I think we had some blue.
For America, man.
For America.
Like I said, we got some discounted from July 4th that we've been putting in the back of the storage building waiting to break out for that night then. So, I mean, no, in all seriousness, it was better than I was expecting because you dropped it. You were one of the first people, I think, that dropped it. I mean, it seemed like Thursday, Fridays when other, like, Georgia people, you know, the official ones put out stuff about it, but you know, we brought it early in the week, and you said, and I was expecting, we might hear just a bang out of the scoreboard or something, and I was thinking maybe, you know, you went to a Georgia graduation before, they shot them off the Tate Center roof or something like that, you know, maybe a little bit of a spectacle like that, but nah, man, I mean, this was a full-blown production around the whole stadium, and I mean, it was beautiful, and a good aerial view of the pictures. I mean, I liked it. I liked it. I loved it.
I will say, I want the ones that go up in the air and they spiral and then they just bam.
Yeah.
Give me
like
those
a traditional fire. Yes, that's right. I agree.
And
I
mean, if that means we got to close off the Tate deck and shoot them around Tate, do it.
That's right. That's great. Why
not?
Look, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for whatever to get some more pyrotechnics involved. I love how it creates a haze over the field after it gets shot off too, man.
Well, I didn't like it at Ole Miss. It was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it just smoke everywhere. But
really.
Oh, one last thing I got to say about the fireworks.
Yep. What's that?
You were protected under row 60 from this, but there was a large amount of debris.
That's good. That's part of the experience. That's just part of the experience.
And literally, I was just covered. I was littered in just these little white flecks of fireworks.
That's
debris.
The price of entertainment. And I mean, that's just the price that comes with getting a pyrotechnic experience, man. And you know, if you're going to be there in person to witness it, you gotta just embrace that.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen. So that's good.
You know, it kind of looked like the snow. If you go to Main Street at Disney World, it kind of looked like the
suds
that
come
down.
That's good. So yeah, November getting Christmas. So you get a 2-for-1 there.
Exactly.
Kind of creates a snow effect after you see your fireworks show, man. But no, I thought that was awesome. I think it was a much needed boost to in-game experience at Sanford Stadium. You've seen them tweak it the past couple home games. We've eliminated the karaoke cam.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Eliminate the karaoke cam, which has been
become the jukebox jam.
Yes, and they have added more songs that are more like not like the Sweet Caroline, We're Not Gonna Take It Anymore, songs that used to be just on constant repeat every single year for the past couple of decades, but they're doing a jukebox jam, and we're not putting the lyrics on the screen and having the bouncing ball follow us, but we're just I guess people are jamming, man. So I was a fan of that. I didn't know the song that was played during the jukebox jam, but a lot of people liked it. Yeah. I wasn't a fan of it, kind of in the sense of I thought we could have added a better song, but it's a step in the right direction.
Right.
But and the people liked it, you know.
Well, Adam, did they not play Taylor Swift like Bad Blood maybe?
Yeah, the Shake It Off song,
or something like that.
Somebody said it was Taylor Swift, and I did not like that.
Yeah, I mean, we're sitting in a critical moment. You got to read the room.
Read the room on that. But we're stepping in the right direction.
I think you're right.
I enjoyed it when I was educated about the I Swag and I Surf song.
The swag surf?
And when everybody was kind of bouncing.
Did you swag surf?
I tried to get in rhythm with it. I followed it. I did. I just came, and, you know, I was feeling it in the moment. Everybody was swaying along. I was swaying along, and I think it was saying I swag and I surf. And I do it. So I was enjoying the moment, man.
You swag surf, Adam?
I swag surf.
Swag surf.
Did you swag surf?
Oh, yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Baylor
good.
and McKay, shout out. Hey, shout out to Baylor, man.
Who raps that tune, Clark?
Honestly, this is embarrassing. I don't know. But this is a thing that Auburn does traditionally. So it feels.
Is it?
Oh, wait, one last thing.
Oh yeah, give it to me.
I didn't have this in my notes.
I have another one too. Yeah.
But when 2 minutes to go, the lights go out. Mm-hmm. And we get the stroke by what's his name?
Billy Squire. Oh, I did love that.
Yes,
I mean,
that was awesome.
And everybody knew the over the head.
Yes, but it was a master troll job because Tennessee, they had a guy, the baseball player last year, Billy Amick, I think is his name.
Yes.
That was his walk-up song.
Yes.
And all the
Great
Tennessee
troll.
people
Yes,
would do this.
And all the Georgia people did that.
There is a very, you wouldn't really know this, it's very niche, but there's an argument on Twitter that's been going on between Georgia fans and Tennessee fans for the past like 5 years.
Yeah.
Who started that? Georgia started that back in the day when Shunk, I can't remember his name, 2018 Georgia baseball player, that was his walk-up song, and we did the over-the-head clap to him. So Tennessee thinks it's theirs. Of course, they're about 5 years too late on that.
Yeah.
But we started that.
Awesome, man. Also, to piggyback on the troll job by the University of Georgia Athletic Association with that, staying on the diamond, the presentation for Charlie Condon to do it Saturday in Athens and to get presented his Golden Spikes Award when all the Tennessee fans thought that, what's his name? The center fielder they had should have won it and got cheated out of that. So to have Baseball America there presenting Charlie Condon that award in front of the volunteer audience, and of course they're like, well, we won the national championship, but whatever. But still, who cares? Whatever. Great job, UGA Athletic Association. Great night right there. Love that. A lot of hidden gems if you just
I know. There's one last thing. I know I keep saying one last thing. Mm-hmm. This is actually the last thing. During one of the TV timeouts, we got a guy on a mic.
Yeah, and I like that.
And he got rowdy.
Yeah, he did.
And he said, hey, you guys over here, we're going to do Georgia Bulldogs. We're going to call the Dogs. And he got into it, man. And I appreciated that.
And they picked somebody with a good voice to do it. We don't need a male doing that has a very like high pitched voice in the sense that you know just are very. I'll just say it. We don't need the male cheerleader out there that's going to lead that has a very feminine voice.
Yeah.
All right, we're
got to be strong with it.
It's got to be, And I mean, and the guy brought it, and I love implementing that because that's a traditional thing. And you know, I got to think. I was like, dang, when's the last time we did a South Stands Yell Georgia, North Stands Yell Bulldogs chant mid-game? Right. And that's something that used to go on all the time back in the Richt area back in the day. And that was good. I love that. So implementing that, another just, man, check mark by that. Love that, man. So, I mean, I was very pleased with the in-game stuff, man. It was really good.
I think
really
it can still be better, but we're taking steps
in the right direction. Stuff's happening,
and I do think Josh Brooks and the Athletic Association, they're looking at other teams. We've been to Texas, we've been to Oxford, we've been to Alabama, all three really, really great road environments, and we're starting to take some things that they do and copycat them a little bit. And I think that's fine.
And I think that's fine too. You make it your unique experience. I thought, man, I would love to have like in the beginning of the fourth quarter after Krypton and the lights. You know how, I mean, LSU's got like Colin Baton Rouge, Louisiana Saturday night. Throw a country song in there for the people to sing along with in the sense of just the right time. Imagine if, and I know Charlie Daniels was a Tennessee fan, so it might not work out that way. But the devil went down to Georgia. Imagine the whole Sanford Stadium going, I told you once, you
son of a gun.
You son of a gun. I'm the best there's ever. Like, just how rowdy that would be. Maybe that's just me, but I mean, I'd love that. I'd love that if we brought that. But anyway, no, a step in the right direction. It's good. I enjoyed it. Man.
Adam, who came to see you over at Row 60?
Well,
Did you have any people?
Can I say one thing I want to tell you about when I rewatched the game?
Oh,
ABC?
yes.
I thought I would miss the CBS broadcast a lot just because of the theme song. But I've really enjoyed the SEC on ABC with the triple headers been elite this year. I feel like the coverage, man. They did a 20-minute Clark like before they were like live in Sanford 20 minutes for kickoff, and that was a heck of a presentation to the world, to the rest of the country, and to the world of what a route environment is in Sanford Stadium. That's got to do good for recruiting. That the recruits that were there or people watching on TV, people that were, random people in some small town in Illinois who were watching that. It's like, man, they do it a little bit different down there. Yeah. It's a little bit different down there. That's not like the Illinois football game I went to in Champaign a couple weeks ago or 2 years ago or something. That's a little bit different down there how they do it. And you can't help but think that when that presentation, what they did, and they had the guys coming out of the tunnel with Kirby Smart leading them, the black everywhere, everybody singing along to Bob O'Reilly before the kickoff, man. Great job by ESPN, really showcasing to the world what a Sanford Stadium environment is and a reason why that contributes to Georgia has won. I mean, golly, how many ever straight home games or hadn't lost at Sanford Stadium in 5 years?
Yeah, exactly.
It's special. It's a special place, man, and we're very blessed and fortunate to be a part of it.
Amen. Adam, who'd you see over at row 60? I didn't get to see many people come by, but I heard you saw some people.
Yes, right? Andrew Weaver came by.
Andrew Weaver from Ohio.
Ohio came by. Yeah, man. I mean, I got to talk to him for a bit there. He was fired up for the DAWGS, man, and he came over. We were down, but he was like he was feeling good about it still. We had to have it there, and the momentum changed a little bit right after I saw Andrew in the sense the game swung. So, Andrew, appreciate you coming by, man.
Yeah. Did you get to see the Burkhalters?
Yes, I saw the Burkhalters. Yes. And by the way, with the Burkhalters, Miss Allie, their daughter, who we've talked about, needs some prayers, doing really well.
Good.
And her treatments and everything. About Mr. Burkhalter said halfway through with the treatments and stuff, but everything is going really well. So continue with the prayers, Row 60 Nation, for Allie. They are being felt, and awesome. And she is doing great. So I want to relay that and thank you for praying out there and continue with it. Then, so they're doing good.
Yeah.
The Heralds are doing good, man. Everybody on row 60, Steve, Jack, just the whole family, everybody there is just doing good, man. I mean, I love it. It's so much fun with that whole group in section 108. And we also got a new a guy who's been sitting beside us for so many years, Carter over there, man, has his family's been there for 20 years too, or 20 plus years, probably longer than that. But ever since I remember as a kid coming, seeing his mom and dad, his parents and his brother and him over there. So talking with him, man, and was great. So, I mean, it's a special group. It's like-minded people who love the Georgia Bulldogs. And there's nothing like a big game with those people and getting excited with them, man, and just being in the moment. Just special like it was for many people who even weren't in the stadium and were at home watching it, celebrating with family and friends. It's great.
So. For sure. Once again, I want to shout out Baylor and McKay.
And Taylor Fountain came by.
And Taylor Fountain, yeah.
And his dad, yep.
Shout out to y'all. I love y'all all. I love every one of y'all. We want to get together and see you guys more. Y'all come visit us. Absolutely. If you're coming to, these next two games, UMass, Georgia Tech, swing by section 108, row 60. We'd love to see you.
Please do. Whoa, man.
Adam, weekly concession stands report.
Yes, sir.
I didn't get anything but a couple of waters.
Did you? Did
you get anything?
I got a Coke Zero. Efficient line, like always, man. It was good. They were back in the sorry stadium cups that just have the Phantom just spike pads, just floating in there.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Yeah, kind of weird, but it's there, just a generic cup, whatever. I did not get any food to eat, just water, because I had grazed. I had way too much. I should have been in a sugar coma.
Yeah.
By kickoff, because I just grazed. Because when I get nervous, I just eat. That's the thing. So we tailgated, from before lunch on, and we had an assortment of chocolate oatmeal cookies and chocolate chip cookies and just a lot of desserts out there. So I just kept grazing the whole day, man.
Yeah.
Like literally the whole day. So I was pretty full coming into the venue, So,
right.
But anyway, so I don't have much to add to concessions. Just go around.
I did see one video that's hilarious. It's so funny. But there's this one Tennessee fan who ordered one of those, personal size pan pizzas from Papa John's, right, in the stadium. And he opens the box, and it's literally just a piece of bread, and like maybe 10% of it is actual cheese and tomato sauce. If 10,
maybe 5. But yes.
Yeah. So it's just hilarious. I'd like to think, Kentucky, Papa John's originates in Louisville,
correct?
Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Well, no, that's never mind.
He's a Louisville guy. He's a Louisville Cardinal, so he would kind of be in an alliance with the Tennessee Vols.
That's true. Never mind. I was about to say there's.
But I like where your head's at with. Yeah, I really like where the headspace is right there.
Well, maybe the Georgia concession stands guys were like, "Hey,
we got
this weird pizza. Like, let's give it this Tennessee."
Yeah, they got a good
spent $20 on this little tiny pizza that's like 4 inches.
Oh, terrible execution on the cheese to bread ratio right there, man.
I've never ever ordered one of those things before. I
hadn't either. I hadn't either, and I'm not a monstrous pizza aficionado. Like, I'll eat it and feel blessed to eat it because I'm thankful to live in America and be able to put food on my table, right?
Sure.
So, right. So we're not going to take that for granted at any time.
Yeah.
So, but if I have the option not to eat a pizza, I'll usually venture for another option and be thankful for that, But yeah, that right there was pitiful. That was pitiful.
A slice of pizza, I think, is better suited for like a cold basketball game. Like,
really?
It's out, the venue, obviously you're walking inside. It's cold outside, but you walk in and you get a nice warm slice of pizza. That's the only appropriate time, I think, to eat pizza at a sporting event.
Yeah.
Maybe baseball games, cold baseball game too, but football, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe if you go to Chicago or New York or Italy or something.
Yeah.
This is the appropriate time to eat pizza. Fair. Other times, whatever.
All right, Clark's fun facts.
Hit it, baby.
This one comes from Cole Kubelik. Georgia now has 13 double-digit wins versus AP top 10 opponents under Kirby Smart. 13 double digits and wins. That's insane, y'all.
Insane. Over top 10 opponents.
Right.
Double-digit wins at that. Not just wins.
No.
Not just W's in the left-hand column. Mm-hmm. You're talking about double-digit wins.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. God.
Crazy, right?
That's great.
This one comes from Dogwood Maple on X. In their last 8 games versus Georgia, Tennessee has scored a total of 26 points in the second half.
Wow, total. Man. Wow.
Think about that for a minute.
Yes. Yes. Also, in the 8-game streak, Clark, that Georgia has played, I'm going to add one for you, that Georgia has played Tennessee and beat them and has been 8-0. The average score, of course, has been around 38-13. But if you take Tennessee's in all those 8 meetings, if you will take Tennessee's highest score that they had in one of those losses and compare it to Georgia's lowest point total scored, Georgia would still win that football game.
Yeah.
27-21.
27-21, right. They scored 21 in 2020.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure.
That's exactly right. And then Georgia scored 27 for their lowest point margin
in 22.
In the 22 rain game in the second half.
Hilarious.
So Georgia would still become victorious. Absolute domination, man. Georgia fans who lived through the 1990s never thought that would happen. I think Tennessee got 9 in a row then before Georgia beat them in Jim Donnan's last year in 2000, which was the last time goalposts and hopefully ever the last time that fans will storm the field in Sanford, tear down goalposts. So amazing run that we're having. A lot of guys who are around and remember it in the 90s are just pinching themselves because they can't believe what's happening in this rivalry, man. And, you go to Knoxville when you beat them for the 9th time in a row next year, then you won't play them for a couple of years. And that'll just have to linger in their minds for a couple of years before they play Georgia again. So I love it, man. Couldn't be a better feeling and just a great team to do that against.
Yeah. Since the start of 2017, Kirby Smart is 45-1 in Sanford Stadium.
Unbelievable.
You want to talk about protecting your own turf?
Carolina. That's
I know.
Crazy.
But talk about defending your turf, man. 45-1 in your home stadium.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
And Sanford Stadium, Clark, I mean, there were some good environments during the Richt era. 04 LSU we've talked about. 07 Auburn, man. I mean, a lot of good ones. Auburn in 11 was good. Auburn in 14 was good.
13
but
LSU.
It wasn't just 13 LSU, exactly. 13 Carolina. But it wasn't 14 Clemson. But it wasn't just elite, I felt like. Really, when you compared it to around the country. Now, Clark, during that span, really starting in 2017, I think the Mississippi State game in 2017, it's kind of kicked it to an extra gear where it is a top 5, if not one of top 5 toughest places to play in the country.
I'd agree. And until you come experience it yourself, and this is more directed towards opponents, fans, not Georgia fans, but until you come experience it yourself, you're not going to understand that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I say to those naysayers out there. Saying that Sanford's not all that. It is.
It is.
Man, that's a tough place to play.
You might used to could have said that, and I would agree with it, taking off red and black glasses, but now red and black glasses or not, you can't say it. It's a top 5 hardest places to play in the nation.
You could argue it's the toughest place to play.
I think it is because of the win streak.
Right. Georgia extends its home game win streak to 29. That's most in FBS. We are 1 away from tying somebody, and then we're 2 away from tying Alabama from their 15-19 run.
Awesome.
And you can easily do that. You can tie that record and then potentially break it next
season,
man.
man.
Or we can break it this season.
Yeah, you could, couldn't you? I'll beat you, man. That's awesome.
Stadium.
Yeah. Oh, man, that'd be awesome. Yeah. That's looking good.
Georgia sealed the deal with a 92-yard touchdown drive the other night. That is our longest offensive drive of the season. I don't know if you know.
The classic Kirby Smart death march, man.
Yes.
Love it.
Hey, and Mike Bobo.
Yeah.
All right. So that wraps up the fun facts. Let's just go ahead and dive into Georgia's offense versus Tennessee's defense.
Well, let me say this real quick, Clark, before you start, man. No, I just want to say that I was very critical of Georgia's offensive line. Carson Beck and everybody, play call, everything. Saturday, and I think a lot of the world was, and a lot of people who have a whole lot higher platform than us was, and I think people heard it around the Bucksmere building, and kind of just got ticked off about it and said, "Hey, we'll do something about this." And we saw Saturday night, and anyway, I just want to start off by admitting, yes, I said what I said, and I'm eating crow for it for the performance that we saw Saturday night, even though I think it was warranted up to it. But seeing the potential what Georgia's offense could do from coaching on down was a beautiful thing, and thankfully we saw it. But anyway, you start.
Well, I'd like to say this. I mean, I think you and I both have agreed, and we've stood on this, that this team is capable of this performance.
Yes.
I mean, obviously we saw it during Clemson. We saw shades of it in Texas, and maybe you could argue second half of Alabama. We knew this offense was capable of doing this the whole time. But there gets to be a point where you start to kind of lose faith.
Yeah.
And I think we all did that.
Mine personally was in Oxford, because every week and now, I mean, just people are talking about all the time. The difference is ours is recorded on the podcast. You go back on YouTube and look at it every week. I can't say I didn't say this or not, but truly, we said every week, and my feeling was, man, Carson Beck's going to turn it around this week. The offense were just waiting to peak like the defense did in Texas. It was coming, it's coming. And then last week and leading up to this game, I was like, man, we just are what we are. This is just this year's rendition. I mean, too many things: injuries, player regression in some senses, just position groups. Oh, you can't just point a finger on one thing, man. And it's just. But wow, what happened Saturday night was what we've been hoping for, and I'm giddy about it.
I am too, and I'm happy to be right about this.
You dang right, baby.
Last week I said I didn't like Carson's body language, and I was talking very specifically about the Ole Miss game.
Yep.
He didn't look like he really wanted it.
No.
But this game last night, man, there's something that kind of turned in Carson. I think it was all sparked, when he escaped the pocket, he broke a couple of tackles actually.
Yeah.
And then he just trucked the guy for the first down, using his legs.
Unbelievable, man. Came up with some fire and some emotion with that, man. And you saw him, I kind of noticed, just could barely see him from where I was, and the people that were on the north stand, maybe you had a better view of it. I haven't even asked you about this yet, but it looked like, too, he was more involved on the sidelines, not just standing off by himself. A lot of instances, too, than what we've seen. But great job by him last night, man. Said a lot of things about him, but, I mean, shoot, he looked like the pro first-round potential that he has and that he can be last night. That was on display for the world to see in primetime environment.
Yeah. Lots of Georgia fans owe him an apology, I think. So good to see him play with some fire, some energy. He went 25 for 40 last night, 347 passing yards. Listen, this was a team, Tennessee. This is a defense who was 15th in the country going into this game in passing yards allowed, only allowing 171. He literally doubled that number.
Yes. Love it.
Pretty phenomenal.
Love it, man.
And I think what was key in this game, there's a couple things. First of all, 0 turnovers. We didn't turn the ball over.
Yes, sir.
Secondly, and I said this last week, we just have to run between the tackles. And we didn't. I'm not saying we busted it and we had just 20-yard explosive plays left and right. But we ran effectively up the middle, and that helped set up the play-action pass, which helped set up deep balls. I also, one last thing, and then I'm going to turn it back over to you. I loved how aggressive Mike Bobo was. I know we went 3 and out the first drive of the game, but I love how aggressive we were, just sending a message saying, hey, we're not afraid to take a shot downfield. We get one-on-one matchups. We might beat you on one of them. And we did later on in the game.
Right. No, Clark, I ditto everything you just said. And I think what was so great about that, like you referenced being able to run between the tackles. Yes, I would think that if you ask this coaching staff that they would want to be better in the running game than what we saw Saturday night, but it was still very effective. And for who we had out there carrying, having to call on a lot of true freshmen, man, to play, and then having to pull Dylan Bell in before his injury, the personnel that we had there because of injury, I thought it was a very good job against the defensive line they were going against to really make sure that it stayed balanced, and like you said, to be able to set up play action and have to respect that. Clark, I think I read this stat, and I hate popping this off because I can't remember. It might not be right, but I want to say Tennessee only had like 2 tackles for losses.
Really? I can look that up if you'd like to continue.
I mean, I'll continue with my analysis of it. I'm no big offensive guru. I can't say this for sure, but I would like to say, Clark, I think too, one thing that might not be talking about enough, and I might be wrong on this. I think we changed up some of the snap count and some cadence on the offensive line, where I think we have had some other defensive fronts be able to jump our snap count a little bit more.
Yeah.
That kind of kept Tennessee off balance some. We saw that caused some offsides issues and stuff as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're dead on with that. I mean, that used to be a bread and butter thing for Aaron Murray. Think about how many times he would get a guy to come off sides, snap the ball, get a free play.
Yeah.
Aaron Murray did that a ton, and I think Mike Bobo's kind of coaching Carson to do this now, mixing up the cadence and everything. You're right. And that was what kind of got us into this game, sparked it.
Yeah.
Was that ball to Oscar Delp across the middle? I mean, great ball by Carson.
Well, I think, man, that it was something that that we've seen where some of the defensive line where we hadn't changed it, they kind of patterned it and got an extra jump over an offensive line that was struggling in the past few games. But this offensive line, Clark, let me talk about them real quick. I'll have to apologize to Stacey Sherrills from what I said last week. But what they did, they made a change. Monroe Freeland came in at left tackle. The sophomore did an outstanding job. And what I loved about that, Clark, you had 5 healthy guys out there, and you didn't rotate them. You were able to let those 5 guys get into a rhythm, get in a routine out there, and be able to just go out there and build some confidence, man. And they protected Carson Beck against a very strong defensive front.
Yep.
And when they keep your quarterback upright and he's able to build his confidence and not get shaky in the pocket, get comfortable in the pocket, and a guy in Carson's ability and talent like that, gaining confidence, gaining comfort in the pocket, does what he did and being able to push the ball downfield vertically through the air, man. Where I thought it snapped for the offense, man, some shaky first couple possessions. I was kind of getting a little worried, but was the third down where you get somebody offsides, free play, Carson, I think, just going down the field. Dominic Lovett comes up with that big catch. And after that, man, it just seems like stuff is starting clicking downfield passing. Beautiful play calling by Mike Bobo, especially on I love some of the boots, getting Carson out of the pocket and sneaking, the tight end usage, man. I'll let you expand on that then about Urasek and Delp and some of those guys, what they did and what you thought about.
Yeah, I mean, we threw it to all 3 of them. And obviously Oscar had just a huge day, 4 receptions, 56 yards, 2 touchdowns. I didn't realize this. I thought he had a touchdown earlier this year. No, this was his first one.
Really? I didn't
realize that. But I mean, huge day from Oscar. Ben Ursic, he's a guy that has progressed.
Yeah.
From that Kentucky game. I mean, he caught a lot of flack.
Yeah.
Maybe that was warranted. I think it was.
It was, yeah.
But, man, he has stepped it up.
Yeah,
I'm not just talking about in the run blocking game. I think he's definitely improved there, but even catching the ball, Austin Lucky had a big catch. So you get your tight ends in the game. That just it just is it's a pain to try to stop all 3 of those guys if you can get it, if you can scheme them open.
Yeah.
And once again, play action, play back. I think that is where Mike Bobo exceeds as a play caller, is when you run the ball, he knows exactly when to take those play action shots, deep balls, or just waggles. Get your guys on levels. You got a short option, you got a medium and a deep. And I think that works to perfection.
I love the play that he has, man. We saw it in Texas for a big explosive. We saw it again Saturday night at Sanford Stadium. It's kind of the fake sweep. The fake toss, man, and then you're thinking he's going to shoot it downfield to somebody like Lovett or Aaron Smith streaking, and it pulls the safety with that outside receiver who is running basically a go or a deep post, and that tight end's just snuck around into the flats kind of, and hit him with just a lot of room to get a lot of yards after catch there and have an explosive. So great play calling there, man. Great execution. Like you said, Clark, amazing when you don't turn over the football and you can build some confidence of getting a rhythm on offense, what you could do and what this team is talented enough to do. But I think it started, Clark, with offensive line, with how great Freeland did at the tackle spot and guys getting healthier, guys not rotating, being able to stay in there, build some confidence, and keeping Carson upright. And from the inside out, it was built, and just confidence. You could just see it just gleaming off of that offense last night. And I think, heck, man, I love that and excited to see how it's built, better late than never,
Right.
How and with everything still in front of you, man, it's a perfect time to peak if this is what we're seeing happen.
For sure. Offensive line did so much better in pass pro. They did so much better run blocking. That's one thing I called them out for last week, and I think that was definitely warranted there. But effective running game, that makes a huge difference in this Mike Bobo offense. yes, Adam, they only had 2 tackles for loss the entire night.
Unbelievable from what we've seen.
You're right. And think about
Against
that
that
defensive line, man.
Yeah.
They feasted against other teams. Now, granted, have they played an offense quite like Georgia? I mean, Alabama maybe.
Yeah, Alabama. I mean, yeah.
But regardless, just an excellent job, I thought, by the offensive line. Played much, much better. I think if this is a great way to kind of, turn the season, pivot a little bit for them and, start to get back on track. One more thing about Carson right quick. Adam, he had 3 carries for 32 yards. And I know that doesn't sound crazy, right? But that is a career high.
Yeah.
And he had a touchdown. And I've got to believe Mike Bobo is going to start scheming these kind of, I'm not necessarily saying quarterback draws, but he's got to be coaching Carson to say, hey, look, man, if it's not there, I want you to run it.
Yeah.
Because I've always felt like under a Kirby Smart team, we don't really want you to run it. We're scared that you're going to get hurt. No, screw that, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Let him run.
Yeah.
He's got some wheels. He's big. He's physical. Every other quarterback does it. Why can't Carson Beck?
Right, man. I mean, he's gaining confidence. He said, man, maybe I need to assert myself in the running game. That's what he said the week leading up to it. And heck, he said that and he answered the call when he was able to scramble, make stuff happen. Man, you've talked about it on this podcast leading up. You're running the RPO offense, man. There needs to be an option with the quarterback to be able to pull the ball and keep it, man. And Carson's showing that he can be effective. It might not be Jalen Milroe out there, but he doesn't have to be Jalen Milroe out there to be able to do that. But just keeping the front offenses, freezing linebackers and ends up. I mean, these zone reads, especially in the red zone, Clark, being able to, the ends crashing every time.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's times that I feel like, and there was multiple times you look back on the game last night where if Carson keeps it, man, he's walking into the end zone with it. And it's just, I think maybe we'll see him pull a couple more after last night, man. I mean, that was encouraging to see and just loved it.
For sure. I don't think we should treat him like, he's like fragile, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're ordering a glass vase or something and the shipping box and it has bubble wrap. Don't bubble wrap Carson. Let him go, man.
Well, there's nothing to hold back now, Clark.
That's my
point. In the sense, I mean, yes, you're playing UMass. You can hold back against UMass, but you're going to have a very fired up Tech team coming in Thanksgiving weekend on that Friday night with the world watching, in a sense that they're going to want to try to ruin Georgia's season, knock them out of the playoffs. Right. I mean, essentially now every game is a playoff game. You can't afford to lose. So just keep rolling, build some momentum.
A few more numbers for you guys. 10 different guys had at least 1 catch. That's awesome.
Oh, man.
One of those guys being Nitro Tuggle, freshman. Finally seeing him on the field, 6'1", making a big difference as an X receiver. And that's one thing we've kind of been talking about. We don't really have that X guy who, obviously lines up on the line of scrimmage. He's kind of your 50-50 guy. But, man, he's showing me some good things. Nitro.
Passes the eye test, don't he?
He does, yeah.
He does out there, man. I mean, I say he looks like an Alabama receiver out there. Yeah. And, I mean, I hate to say that, but, I mean, that's truly like Ohio State, like an Alabama receiver as far as just the eye test. Just looking like one of them dudes, he looks like that in a sense of what we've seen. So, I think it's going to be very special in Athens. Good to see him getting involved. Look confident out there, man. Had some great receptions. I love he catches the ball with his hands, Clark. That's a good sign in the sense of he doesn't let it come into his pads. And I'm not, but just saying he just looks very confident out there as a true freshman receiver, and excited to see how he's implemented more. I mean, it might be a sense that we didn't see him. That he's just now getting comfortable with the playbook and the route tree concepts and everything. So, good on him.
Also good on this true freshman as well. Nate Frazier, 19 carries, 68 yards, touchdown. Very, very hard earned yardage right there. Shout out Nate Frazier. Love him. Man, leading rusher.
Most importantly, protecting the football, Clark. Earning even more trust. Everybody knows he's a stud. All the question marks were from in practice. And, of course, what we saw in Oxford was holding on to the football. He did that well last night, man, building in his confidence. And I think he's the most talented running back. You said it, on the team. Of course, the most experienced is ETM, but he's down right now with the injury. Don't know how long. So, Frazier's a guy we've had to have step up, and I think he did a great job Saturday night doing that.
Yeah. 25 first downs, 8 for 14 on third down. Not bad, above 50%.
Yeah.
453 yards, 347 through the air, 106 on the ground. Great performance by the offense. I mean, truly, I still think we could have done better. There's always room for improvement. I'd give it an A- grade.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ignore the first the first quarter, rather. First 3 drives didn't look great. You did put the ball on the deck Dylan Bell, and then Arian Smith. Thank God Arian Smith caught that. And he stepped up. He made it. He made some big catches. London Humphrey, another guy.
Oh,
made a huge catch there.
Yeah. Two guys that have been, or rightly so, criticized with some drop passes. Two big third down receptions. Arian Smith had a big third down reception. London Humphreys had a big third down receptions, man. And I think that whole room. I think that obviously every room in the offense side of the football should really have gained some confidence and feeling really good right now. And then, but like you said, still some stuff to improve upon too. Yeah. So I'm excited to see where this offense goes for the duration of the season, the last 2 regular season games, and let's see what happens. You get to rest up, get healthier, and that's something to talk about later. But feeling really good. Feeling really good.
And going back to confidence right quick, it's not like we just did that to UMass or even Kentucky. You went and did that against statistically one of the top 5 best defenses in the nation.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, and I love it that it was against some old friends that we used to have on the sidelines in Athens and different areas. Rodney Garner being the defensive line coach at Tennessee. Eckler being the linebackers coach, Mike Eckler. And then Willie Martinez is the secondary coach, man. So good to see it against those guys who probably were really hoping that they would have a stout defensive performance and get a win in their return to Athens.
Yeah.
So.
Last note, Tennessee hadn't given up 20 points to an opponent during the entire season. The Dogs put up 11 more than that. And
reiterates your point, man.
Can't say it anymore for Tennessee.
I love it, baby. Love it.
Good stuff.
God, man.
All right, let's go to the other side of the football.
Let's do it.
Georgia's defense versus Tennessee's offense.
Yeah.
Hey, last week I said it. This offense works when you are out of position defensively. Adam, I've got a fun fact for you.
Give me the fun fact, Carter.
This is, as Josh Pate says, this is a padlock stat in my mind.
Give us
if I told you before the game started that Tennessee would only have one play that went beyond 20 yards, would you feel pretty good about the game, the outcome, more than likely?
I would feel,
a lot better.
Absolutely, man.
That's probably not going to guarantee you a win necessarily, but
you're feeling really good.
You're feeling really good.
You're not giving up cheap stuff, man.
Exactly. Yeah. Tennessee only gave Tennessee only had one explosive play the entire game. That was that Dylan Sampson run.
That's right.
For 27 yards, but nothing. I think they had a couple passes for maybe 17, but no other, which is just crazy.
Awesome, man. I'm telling you, that's against the Josh Heupel offense like that, who really is built on kind of having some big explosive plays downfield, not afraid to unleash the ball, and Nico has been erratic this year, Clark, in some senses, and I think that trend continued last night in a sense, and there's some frustration from Tennessee fans, like Georgia has seen up to this point, and some wide receiver dropping some passes and everything, but Georgia's gotten some breaks on both sides of the football last night, which you got to have in big games as well, man, to win championships, and that was good to see because we've had some breaks not go our way too as well during this season, so that was good to see old Lady Luck smiling down on us in some instances last night as well. And you add all that up and you get a double-digit win over an opponent like Tennessee, the number 7 ranked team in the nation. But I thought the defense did good, Clark. I really did. I got some stuff to say about it as well.
I want to start with Dylan Sampson, man, the real deal. 19 carries, 101 yards. Once again, against a very good defensive front in Georgia. He had a touchdown, but I thought we really did a great job up front. And
yes.
I know we did statistically, if you go back and look at it, you look at Warren Brinson, you look at maybe Nazir Stackhouse, some of these guys, you may be looking at Kristen Miller, TID, is that what they call it?
TID.
And you may be thinking, they didn't really have that. But if you go back and watch, they made those holes collapse. Man, yes. I mean, there was nowhere for Dylan Sampson to go. And the times he did, a lot of times he bounced it outside.
Yeah,
he's very patient back, but our defensive line, man, they stuffed the holes. They did a fantastic job, I thought.
Oh, the pressure up the interior defensive line, man, that they were able to bring was phenomenal and very good, Clark. Yeah, I thought especially the adjustments made up front, being able to stop the run in the second half. I was kind of worried a little bit how Tennessee was looking in the first half that, as the game progressed, they might be able to get some more chunk plays in on the ground. but that was not the case whatsoever. I feel like that Georgia really neutralized the running game in the second half, in a sense. And I thought when Tennessee threw the football that Georgia was able to get a lot of pressure up the middle on Nico and kind of flush him out the. I'll have to say this about Nico. I really thought he left it all on the field for Tennessee. And as a Tennessee fan, yes, there were some overthrows and some stuff you'd probably be frustrated. But as far as his effort, I think he did. He had a good effort for Tennessee, man, and I respect the kid for that. Just want to point that out.
And very composed too.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, especially being in that kind of environment, that has to be probably the biggest environment he's played in,
without a doubt, man. So, but great job not letting him get comfortable. They had a deep shot on one of their first possession. Where they got some man coverage where Julian Humphrey was just lost, turned around and everything, and committed a PI penalty. And Daniel Harris came in, and I thought Daniel Harris played good. I think he is a guy who is improving every week, man, and I love him at cornerback, and probably the best guy in coverage at cornerback position, I think, and a guy who should be out there. I think he is the best cornerback on the team.
Even better than ever?
I would say so.
Wow.
To me.
Okay.
For whatever that matters, but I mean, I like how he did when he came in, and and Clark, I think there was some stuff people were talking about. Why is Georgia, especially like when it was 3rd and 12, and I think they converted. Now that it was like 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and Tennessee converted that 4th down. People were wondering why Georgia's playing so soft, like 8 yards off the ball. Well, Clark, this was my theory on it, and I could be wrong. I truly felt like that Kirby, Glenn Schumann, Tavarius Robinson, the Dante Williams, whoever in the meeting room, but really Schumann and Kirby. Schumann thought that, instead of playing press man up on these guys and feeling like we needed to go one-on-one with them, that we could lose some matchups that way, and not wanting Nico to be able to hit some stuff downfield, man, and be able to hit some explosives downfield like we've seen Tennessee do in the past, to keep everything in front of them. Make Nico hit his check down routes, man, and even though they might get you on some plays, some 10-yard, you're not, like you said, making explosive 20-plus yard passing plays down the field that Tennessee has just thrived on in the past, man, in Josh Heupel's offense. And I think that's kind of where the game plan was with that. And in a sense, especially when you start getting a big lead like that, man, and Tennessee's having to really move the ball downfield quick, you give them 6-yard passes or 5-yard passes, and get them in some 3rd down positions, man. And I don't know, I just felt like it shouldn't have been ridiculed the way it was.
Yeah, I think it's stupid people calling that out. They don't know football, I want to say. Maybe that's harsh. I
get what they're saying about it, because
I don't know why. Yeah, it's frustrating.
But I think it's what your personnel is on the field right there.
Right, it's part of the freaking game plan, y'all. Why are we running zone coverage? Because we don't want to give up a big play. And obviously it worked. We gave up one explosive play, one. And this team was supposed to, they thrive on explosive
And when
play.
you can't do that one against an offense like that, they can't do that. It drives them crazy.
Exactly.
And they force things, and they make uncharacteristic errors and mistakes,
your quarterback sits in the pocket
trying to make stuff happen. That's right.
Another
thing, you can feast on them.
Another thing, running zone and giving that much cushion does for your defense, especially when there's a lot of eye candy. They do all this RPO crap, and it's every single play. It's we're either handing it off, we're faking it to our running back, or whatever. There's always some form of trickery, not trickery, just misdirection. They want your eyes in the backfield, right?
Yeah.
But if you're sitting in zone, you get a little more time to read and react.
Yeah.
I think that just makes sense, right?
Right. Well, and the thing about it is, Clark, too, man, and I mean, I could be wrong with it, but the wide splits and that run and shoot offense that Heupel runs, when they thrive on, they're going to get it. I don't care who they play against. They're going to get it. You're not just going to man up, jam that receiver. Or I think if you're not playing that against some of these arrow, I don't even call them a slant. I call it an arrow route. How they just run just straight in across the middle, man. And Nico does a good job of hitting some talented receivers. I mean, Brew, McCoy, Squirrel White, they're good receivers. And they're going to get theirs in some set. They're going to have some plays that'll pick up 9-10 yards with those kind of slant arrow routes that you call with those wide splits and receivers, especially with a quarterback like Nico, who's able to give them the football like that. But what it was you never just had that big momentum swing that Tennessee was able to pass 30, 40 yards downfield, hitting explosive, man, and build confidence that way. I thought the defense did a great job. The secondary, Clark, I'll say it. Jonell Aguero did not play at the star position. I think he was picked on a lot in Ole Miss. That particular position was. I'm not going to just single him out. But I think the best rotation is Bolden and Jackson in the safety, and I like having Malachi at that star position.
Yeah.
Man, I thought you saw that a lot last night. That's something to point out, and I thought that particular lineup out there did very well.
Yeah. Early in the game, it kind of looked a little shaky there. They were moving the ball on us pretty effectively, and I told McKay this because we were bringing a lot of pressure, as we should have been. That's what you do against a young quarterback like Nico Iamaleava. But I said, we're giving up these, dink and dunk plays to Tennessee, but yet we were blitzing, right? We were blitzing. And I told him, I said, you can't, in the same way that you can't abandon the run, you can't abandon the blitz, right? That's part of the game plan, especially with Nico. You got to get after him, right?
Right.
And just because it doesn't work once doesn't mean it won't work later. You might be setting something up. It sounds weird, but like you set up blitzes. You run certain blitzes to set up other blitzes, right?
Yeah.
And show different things. And we did that last night. Schumann, I thought, did a great job drawing up and scheming some unique things.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything specifically. Actually, I can. I just don't know how to describe it. I know there was one time Raylan Wilson obliterated the tackle to basically let Chaz Chambliss off the edge. And I don't know. We didn't get home. But it's little things like that. It just throws a quarterback off.
Chaz has done a phenomenal job at rushing the passer.
Yeah.
Here lately, I believe. I truly have been. But think that. But you're right, Clark. Against a offense I don't think has lived up completely, and I think Tennessee fans will say this to the hype, pun intended. There. Yeah, Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you. That they would think, but had the ability there and the potential with the personnel that they have in the offense they run to do what Ole Miss did to you in Oxford and Lane Kiffin did to you last, as far as getting some big explosive plays that really demoralized you on defense, and Georgia eliminated them this week, man. I thought it was good. Biggest thing that I loved about the defense last night, Smile Munden.
Yep. He was
Look quick, man. Yeah. Look quick back there,
And just a veteran guy. I mean, he's a 3-year starter.
Yeah.
That has to help you, right? Yeah, he had 8 total tackles, 1 sack, 1 pass deflection. Love seeing Smile back out there healthy, first of all, and second of all, playing really good football.
Yeah. Love it.
Chaz Chambliss, going back to him, 4 tackles, 2 sacks. I think, don't quote me on this, I'm pretty sure he had 2 sacks in Florida, 2 sacks in Ole Miss, and 2 sacks last night.
Wow.
I think.
Great, man.
Somebody go fact check me on that one. Okay. Couple more things. Tennessee's possessions in the second half. Punt, fumble. That was it. That's how you dominate the second half and dominate the fourth quarter. And we did it well.
And we've said stuff about this coaching staff, and but I mean, one thing is that you cannot say enough about is Kirby Smart's ability to make adjustments at the half on the defense side of the football.
Yeah. It's amazing.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, time after time after time, you see results like this in these SEC football games. Georgia's playing it.
Yeah. A few more numbers here. Dogs held Tennessee to 319 total yards, 167 through the air, 152 rushing. Not their best performance, Tennessee. Dogs they were suffocating. We also forced 1 turnover at the end, 6 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks.
5 sacks, man. That's awesome. Get them behind the chains, man. It was very, it eliminates some stuff Tennessee and Heupel's offense wanted to do when you get some tackles for losses like that, man, especially on early downs and getting them behind the chains early. Great job defensively.
Also, a great job by our special teams, Adam. Brett Thorson, shout out to Will Snipes.
Yes.
He said that Brett Thorson made a gargantuan tackle.
He did.
A very meaningful tackle on that punt.
He was flying. I mean, the effort he was getting to get to that, and he was, and I mean, just again, Brett Thorson, what a great job. But like you said, Clark, and what Will was talking about, if he doesn't make that tackle, I do believe he is at least getting inside the 10. I think scoring.
Oh, he scored.
Scored 100% to make to save that from being a 14-0. I say that's a play, man, that the whole team is going to applaud and pat him on the back during the film review.
Yeah, that would have been a huge momentum swing because we stopped them there defensively, and held them to a field goal.
Yeah.
Does it not seem like every time Georgia plays a team other than Ohio State, their kicker just has the day of his life?
It does, doesn't it? It does, yeah.
Yeah. I think he nailed, he just hit one. But Our kicker also hit one for one. Peyton Woodring, 36-yard field goal. Just can't ask for much more than that.
Punter and place kicker and punting, man, on the special team side of the ball. Just when we call and we ask, just they go out and deliver again and again and again, man, and just continue to keep it up, because being able to be elite in those aspects of the game, especially if you get into playoff football, but shoot, regular season football, any type of football, makes or breaks games for you.
For sure.
Very thankful here that we have that in our special teams room.
Yeah.
That duo.
But in all three phases of the game, man, I think we dominated. A lot of Tennessee fans right now chirping on X or Twitter, whatever they call it.
Let them chirp, baby.
Complaining about the refs. But you know what?
Man?
Yeah, who gives a crap? And the
cares?
thing is, why leave it up to the refs?
They got their tails handed to them again, Clark, for the 8th straight year, and they can't accept it. They can't accept it. I mean, actually, some of them, the ones, and any fan base has their people like this, but the true Tennessee fans who actually know ball, they know what happened. They know that Kirby Smart humbled Josh Heupel yet again, and that Kirby Smart owns Josh Heupel. Period. Yeah. And that just happens. I mean, coaches own different coaches. And, I mean, Saban, I hate to say it, but Kirby is Josh Heupel's daddy. And you just, in Tennessee fans, just got to understand that. I mean, it's just, it is what it is at this point, man. And, I mean, Kirby Smart knows how to scheme, and Glenn Schumann against Heupel's offense. And great job by fans, coaches, players alike. Great effort. Another proud moment as a University of Georgia Bulldog, man. Another memorable game at Sanford Stadium, and blessed to be able to see another one like that. And I think that eliminated Tennessee from playoff contention. I mean, yes, stuff can happen, but I really love how you just kind of put the death nail in Tennessee, that you put the death nail in their hopes of getting to an SEC championship game for the first time in 17 years. And it's sweet. Yeah. Sweet.
All right, let's go to UMass. How about we do that?
Man, yeah.
Georgia versus UMass this Saturday, 12:45.
This is a family game.
This is a family game. The last one, I would venture to say.
Yep.
SEC Network, if you're not going, tune in. We've only played them once, Adam, and Georgia does. I'm happy to inform you.
Good.
Georgia does lead the series.
That's good.
1-0.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. That's good. I remember that game. I remember Andy Isabella, their wide receiver, having a game against Georgia secondary, one that he could tell his grandkids about.
Yeah. 2018 was the last time and the only time we played them. Georgia put up 66. And, yeah, like you said, UMass, they actually put up some points, 27. And that's the only history we have on these two teams meeting up with each other. But this week we get to meet up with them again. DAWGS open as a 43.5-point favorite.
Well, then.
I would not touch that with a 10-foot pole. What about you?
No. Never touch these games with a 10-foot pole.
Yucky.
Never.
UMass is 2-8 on the season. They have wins over some, I don't know, two scrub teams.
I think like Central Connecticut and some other directional northeast school. I think
technical
maybe
school,
state A or something. Yeah. It was something like
something
that.
with a state or an A&M.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. They've lost to Toledo, Eastern Michigan, Buffalo, Mizzou, and Mississippi State. That's just to name a few. Do you have any more?
The MAC and the SEC's beat up on them.
Really?
It looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be overlooking Georgia, looking ahead to their game against Jim Moore Jr. and the Connecticut Huskies for a big Northeastern rivalry game on Thanksgiving weekend. So I think that's where their mind is right now.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't think there was a lot of Georgia prep this week. More on the UConn Huskies, and really that would be a big win for Don Brown and the program.
Yeah, the program.
Program.
Spelled with a U.
Yeah.
Adam, I don't know if you saw this last week. Liberty and UMass played.
Yeah, I did.
UMass won 35-34, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But did you see how that game ended?
I did.
Was that not crazy? So they for those who don't know, I think it was UMass were they kicking a field goal to win?
Yep.
Or was it an extra point?
I think it was a field goal.
Yeah, it was a field goal to win. It was a chip shot too.
Right.
Doinks it off the goalpost.
Yeah.
So then they go into overtime because of that. And then in overtime, the kicker doinks it again off the goalpost.
Yeah.
During the extra point. So then Liberty goes on, scores a touchdown. They hit the extra point. Lose a heartbreaker.
That would have been a good feather in the cap for the UMass program to win that game against the Liberty Flames. And also, so you lose a heartbreaker in OT, man. How do they recover coming out of that? Coming to Athens. I mean, what's the state of the program right now coming in? I mean, how do you get yourself up, get ready to go to Athens? after losing the game like that, Clark?
No. We need to call into a local Waffle House up there and ask them.
I don't think there is Waffle House.
No.
In Boston. Or where is Massachusetts? What
Now, Adam, you should know this.
is it? Amherst?
UMass. Yeah.
Yeah,
Amherst.
okay, good deal. Yeah. Somewhere up there. Yeah. So the Minutemen's a great mascot name, Clark.
Oh, it is.
I have some fun facts about the Minutemen.
Tell us.
Okay. UMass is getting $1.9 million to come play the University of Georgia.
$1.9 million?
$1.9 million
Jeez
to
Louise.
come down to Athens, man. So that's what the payday is for the Minutemen to come south and play Georgia in late November. They actually hosted Missouri. Can you imagine if Georgia went and played UMass up in Amherst, Massachusetts?
Would you go?
Yeah, that'd be a great experience.
Oh, it
man.
would be, yeah.
Yeah,
We'd
absolutely.
go eat some lobster and some
yeah.
clam chowder or something.
Yeah, we go do that, man. What would we do in Massachusetts?
We'd go to Fenway.
Yeah,
You know what we could do? We could go see where Aerosmith started, their apartment building.
yeah. Absolutely.
And that's
Absolutely.
about it.
We could do that. What else? Philly cheesesteak. That's Philadelphia.
Yeah.
What kind of food is Boston known for?
I mean, surely it's like, I don't know. I would like
Clam
to think
chowder.
clam chowder.
Yeah, that
is
would be
man.
it. Yeah. Have you ever seen Smokey and the Bandit?
Yeah.
You know, Smokey and the Bandit, Burt Reynolds and them, they go out to Texarkana and get Coors Light beer because you couldn't get it east of the Mississippi then, and they get it back to Atlanta. Great storyline, my all-time favorite movie. But at the end, they said they're going to Boston to get some clam chowder. So anyway, yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Anything else you have to add with the UMass Minutemen?
I don't.
That's
I expect a good day. I really think the program's not in a good state. Where
Bless
they're
their
at,
hearts.
they're not going to go bowling. Heartbreaking loss. I don't think the demeanor of the team right now is going to be very positive coming into Athens. I could be wrong. They could prove me wrong on that, but I don't think the Minutemen will be up for much of a fight.
Wow.
They definitely won't be ready in a minute's notice.
Oh, I see what you did there. Nice, Adam. That
was good.
That was good. I'm gonna give you a clap. Give Adam a clap. If you're driving though.
Thank you.
Take a bow. Take a bow.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna move on. Week 12 games. Let's go back to
There we
last
go,
week.
baby.
Talk about some interesting games. First, Texas at Arkansas.
Yeah.
Texas escapes 20-10. This game was a lot closer than I think anybody was going to give it credit for. Arkansas came out and I think played really well. And, Texas, good on them, I guess, for finding ways to win.
Yeah. Great job of Texas, I guess, finding ways to win, beating Arkansas. It's just
Great job.
I don't know, man. We'll find out what Texas is about here. Is they playing A&M here in a couple of weeks, and if they advance the SEC championship game in the playoffs, but talented roster, but Arkansas, could have very, very easily had themselves in position to win that football game late in the game, but couldn't get it done at home.
Clemson at Pittsburgh, 24-20. Clemson
God, that
wins.
game ticked me off.
I
man.
know.
Pittsburgh had it. Pittsburgh shot themselves in the foot, man. Just ACC football. Golly.
It's pathetic, man.
Yeah. I mean, Clemson, Cade Klubnik, big run there at the end to just pull one out in the last seconds up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania against Pat Narduzzi's Pitt Panthers, Clark. But still probably won't make the ACC championship game. That will probably be the Southern Methodist University Mustangs in their first year ACC play.
That's hilarious.
Against Miami. I love it, man. I love it.
that. LSU at Florida. LSU drops this one 16-27. The Gators. DJ Lagway is back healthy. He was playing pretty good. And Brian Kelly, man, what is going on?
I love it, man. I'm not a Brian Kelly fan. I don't like how he carries himself. Just don't like the guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like a very
He does
good
not
guy.
fit into the SEC footprint. I've never understood it.
Yep. And I don't think you should particularly care for the guy yourself for some of the stuff and the actions that he has done in his past. I'll leave it at that. People know what I'm talking about. But I mean, it's true. And one thing that I don't know about Billy Napier, man, you do have to give him some credit for how he's kept this team together, kept them motivated, man. And I don't know. I mean, they could have a real good football team next year if they keep it all together and have Lagway back, maybe. So, I mean, he's coming back. The ADs gave him his stamp of approval to be back and see what they do if they finish the season strong. Hopefully they don't, but you got to take off red and black glasses and give them credit because I didn't think at the beginning of the year how they started, I thought he'd be fired by now, but he's pulled it together, man, and got some wins, having played respectable football.
Right. I
know they got blew out in Texas last week, but with Lagway back now, hey,
might
see
be
what
a
happens.
saving grace for sure.
That's right.
Oregon at Wisconsin. Holy crap. What a scare. 16-13 victory. Oregon wins. I did not watch this game, but it did play in Sanford Stadium. And everybody in the stadium was thinking, ooh, this.
Yeah, because Oregon was down 13-6 at that point in time.
Right. But I didn't watch it. Good on Dan Lanning, I guess.
Yeah,
He's got
man.
a good program. I mean, I will say this. It seems to be that he has taken the Kirby blueprint, which may be the Saban blueprint, and he's established it, or is starting to establish it in Oregon, and he's winning football games.
With deep pockets.
With very deep pockets, sure.
Very good resources.
Yeah. And that certainly helps, but, you can't – deep pockets don't win you.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, but he's got a good foundation to build on.
Oh, yeah, for
and
sure.
that's smart of him to take that. I mean, great on Dan Lanning.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for the guy.
I'm going to shoot him in Facebook. I'm going
You
to post
should.
on his Facebook wall, and we'll say, congrats,
Hey,
Dan.
Great job up there in Eugene.
XO,
miss you,
miss you. P.S. Come back.
Clark.
Yeah. Dash Clark.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Oh, man. Still working on Kirby Smart accepting my friend request on Facebook.
Hadn't done it in a few years.
I think Glenn Schumann may be a Facebook friend of mine.
Oh, is he?
I think.
Well, good.
I don't even know if he has Facebook. What am I talking about? All right, week 13 games. We've got some pretty good ones this week. We've got a top 5 matchup, quote unquote. Number 5, Indiana at number 2, Ohio State. 12 o'clock Fox, Adam. What in the world are they doing putting Ohio State at 12 o'clock every freaking week? They're ticked up there. I don't care. It's kind of funny. It's just
big noon, man.
Interesting.
Big noon kickoff. I mean, their conference should be better where they had a slate they don't have their biggest game being at noon.
Yeah. Ohio State is favored by just 12. Who do you like in this game?
I like Ohio State to win this football game. I mean, Indiana's been a cute story. And you really do got to tip your hat in all seriousness to Kurt Cignetti, a guy who was on the Alabama staff and I think is going to make a name for himself somewhere. But he's done a great job with the Indiana Hoosier football team. I mean, to be undefeated going into the last week of the season, that's good. But it's not like he's just beat powerhouses. It's not like he's took down Oregon. He's beat Michigan, which is his shell of its former self. I think they get exposed in Columbus, but I still might make the playoff, Clark, which is crazy.
If they make the playoff and as much as I hate to say it, a team like Tennessee doesn't, there's something already broken.
Oh, absolutely, man.
With this system. I want to read really quickly. Oh, man, I had Indiana's schedule.
Now, if Indiana beats Ohio State and then wins their next game, finishes 11-1, but still loses to Oregon in the Big Ten championship, then I think they should make the playoff.
Yeah, absolutely. But they don't have a signature win.
No.
Listen to this. I meant to put this as a fun fact. Just talking about Indiana here. Georgia has played more ranked teams than Oregon, Penn State, Miami, Texas, and Indiana combined. What are we doing here?
Oh, man.
I digress. Ohio State wins, and I think Indiana, cute story, is done.
Well, all the projections right now have Ole Miss, Alabama, Georgia, all going to like South Bend, Indiana, Bloomington, Indiana. The state of Indiana can host 2 first-round playoff games. And Pennsylvania, State College, Pennsylvania. I mean, all these, it's going to be December 19th, 20th, 30 degrees at 7:30 kick up there. But it's just crazy, man. I think it'll all shape out differently than what we're seeing in the projections now, of course, because there's some more football to be played. But right now it's wild. But I would love to actually play some of these teams in the playoff.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Number 11, Ole Miss at Florida, 12 o'clock ABC. This could be a very interesting game. Ole Miss, I believe, is coming off a bye week. They're favored by 9.5 over the Gators. But Adam, you saw what Florida did last week. Does that change your mind on this game any at all?
I think Florida's got some confidence, man. Lagway back healthy. Built some confidence off beating LSU at home. Anything can happen. Playing even at noon kickoff. I still think Ole Miss is going to win this game, but I think Florida will play them well.
Yeah, you're right. Ole Miss has got the more complete roster, and I think that does factor in here. They got a great defense.
For playoffs, so
yeah, Hope's still alive, and they're back still against the wall. I mean, it's not like you can go in and lose this and still be in the playoff if you're Ole Miss.
Absolutely.
In my mind,
absolutely,
not with 3 losses. So, yeah, it's a must-win situation for Lane Kiffin. Give me Ole Miss as well. Number 24, Army at number 8, Notre Dame. Notre Dame favored by 15.5. 7 o'clock, Peacock in Yankee Stadium.
Like it's 1948.
Yeah. Actually, though.
Yeah. I mean, that'll be cool to watch everything. I mean, Notre Dame playing another service academy, man. I mean, this team, everybody's hyping them up. Probably going to host a playoff game after losing to Northern Illinois. That should automatically just drop them out of contention.
Yeah.
But, whatever. I think Notre Dame will win this football game, Clark.
Yeah, I guess so. But Army will definitely cover. They'll keep it close. A lot closer than people think.
Though Jeff Monken leading the cadets up there, the Black Knights.
Jeff Monken is his brother of Todd?
Correct.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that. Okay.
Yep.
Runs a totally different
it's totally different offensive, but very effective.
Yeah, for sure. Number 10, Alabama at Oklahoma, 7:30 ABC. Alabama favored by 14 in Norman.
Say, come on, Brent Venables. Actually get a signature win.
If you're going to do it, now's the time.
Now's the time to do it. Oklahoma, I hadn't watched them play in a few weeks, but it just seems like they're done for the year.
Out.
I think the fans are done with Brent Venables. Kind of looking for Heupel to come back home to mama.
Wouldn't that be something?
If
Josh Heupel went to Oklahoma.
That would be
what
great.
would Tennessee
do?
That
would be great. I would love it. I would love it.
It's not going to happen.
But anyway, no, Alabama rolls. I think they've kind of caught fire here the past couple of weeks. I think they're going to be a very dangerous team down the stretch, man. I actually think they will win the SEC championship early, just if Georgia doesn't get in. If it's Alabama, Texas A&M, I think Alabama will beat both of them the way they're playing. But hopefully I'm wrong and I'm jinxing them like that. Right
there you go, yeah.
But I would love to see Alabama lose to either Oklahoma or Auburn. If Brother Hugh could pull some magic out late and eliminate them from the playoffs and SEC championship contention.
Maybe he could just sell his soul.
It would be great.
Like his
great.
former, his predecessors.
Yes, Gus Malzahn did.
Yeah, and Gene Chizik.
Correct.
That place is cursed. Give me Alabama too. But Oklahoma's defense will keep them in it for a while.
Okay.
And the fourth quarter is going it's not going to be close, I don't think. Number 15, Texas A&M goes on the road to Jordan Hare, whatever you say, at Auburn, 7:30 ESPN.
Man.
Night game. Hey, A&M, man, only favored by 2.5.
I tell you, Clark, this is a very interesting game. And for those at home keeping up with how Georgia can make the SEC championship, this is a step in a route that you could go to see Georgia in it. Is A&M losing to Auburn and Jordan Hare, but then beating Texas next week?
Yeah, that gets us in for sure. Right?
That is a path
assuming
in
Georgia
against
wins.
Alabama. Another one is the Alabama losing one. Well, Alabama losing one as well can get you in. But this is a path that gets you to a Georgia-Alabama SEC championship game. Is Auburn beating A&M and Jordan Hare, and then Texas A&M winning at home against Texas the next week. So, keep that in mind when watching this football game.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
I think A&M's going to win.
But I think there's an upset brewing somewhere in the nation, and
you think it's going to be
Auburn.
Give
me the Tigers. I hate it, but it would be kind of funny.
Yeah,
because I don't like A&M that much. I mean, they're kind of cultish. This is the battle of the Colts.
Yes, it is the battle of the Colts. Battle of the Colts.
All we're missing is Clemson, and this would truly be the battle of the Colts. But yeah, give me Auburn with a pretty big seismic upset.
Brother Hugh's going to get one done?
You know what? No, wait a minute. Hold up. Let me rethink this for a second.
Are you going to?
Because they're probably prepping for the week after
Iron Bowl.
This week.
Going to Tuscaloosa.
Oh yeah, they're going to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, they're going to.
Oh no, if this is the last game in Jordan Hare, then yeah, give me Auburn.
All right, with Brother Hugh Freeze.
Yep.
All right.
I'm not feeling too confident in that,
man.
but
I don't know.
Who knows?
We'll see.
Got a feeling. Got a hunch. All right, this week's Pick Six.
All right, man.
Last week's results.
Yes.
So we did the best Southern sayings, if you missed it. Mine, I said, bless your heart, I reckon, and knee high to a grasshopper. Adam, you said madder than a wet hen, deader than a doornail, going to hell in a handbasket. And I'm pleased to inform you, Adam, that yet again, I'm victorious.
Golly, man.
69 to 57. Not too big of a margin there.
That's ridiculous. I really loved mine and thought the people would too, but apparently not. Man.
You got on a really quick start on Instagram. The votes were pouring in, and then kind of like the election in 2020, it just kind of all of a sudden overnight just went the other way. I digress.
At this point, Clark, whatever. I need to get a win this time, though. That's for sure.
All right, let's play a little rock, paper, scissors, shall we?
I really need this.
Think about this. What are you going to go with this week?
Okay.
You ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ah, you got me. You got me.
I got you.
Yeah, I went.
What are you?
Sorry.
Wait. Who does rock, paper, scissors, shoot with a freaking vertical paper like that? Like what? Do that.
No, that's more like a gator chop. I'm not doing that. It's like chopping wood this way.
I got you that time.
But you won. You won.
Woo!
All right.
Man, love it. Let's go.
This week's topic is best American Revolutionary War era heroes.
Great area.
Not necessarily founding fathers, but pretty much founding fathers.
In honor of the Northeast.
Yes.
In honor of the Minutemen.
Exactly.
Of the University of Massachusetts and the history that is in the Boston, Massachusetts, New England area. Clark. Right. We will honor our late, great heroes of the 1770s who came over and colonized these United States of America and what they did, Clark. And for the first pick of this, I'm going with the one, the only Mr. George Washington.
Good pick. Adam.
What a man, Clark. What a man. What George Washington did with this nation.
Yeah.
Was a leader.
He was a commander-in-chief, Adam.
I mean, learned some valuable life lessons at a young age when he cut down the apple tree.
Mm-hmm.
You know. A man's man.
That was a cherry tree.
Or a cherry tree.
Adam.
I don't know.
Come on now. If you're going to pick George Washington, get it right.
Was it not an apple tree or was it a cherry tree?
I'm almost 100% sure it was a cherry tree. Anyway,
so yeah, George crossed the Delaware, Clark.
He did.
A leader of men.
Yeah.
Leader of men. The people wanted George Washington to be the first king of the United States of America. But George Washington said, no. I don't want to have this the rest of my life. I want to go back home and farm and do things I like to do. No one man or family needs to be king. Give me 8 years and I'm done. I'm going back home. But I'll start off on the right foot, which led to that we're going to have a president and we're going to have an election in this nation.
And we're going to have a term limit.
A term limit. George Washington.
Adam, great pick. Did you know that his dentures weren't actually made of wood?
Really?
Yeah. They were a mixture of human teeth, animal teeth, and ivory. That's kind of gross. But have you been to Mount Vernon?
I have.
Is it not just chilling? Like,
it is.
Wow.
It is.
It's awesome up there.
Yes, it is.
Man, you're right, Adam. Refused to be king. I have a lot of respect for George Washington.
Yeah, I mean, you got it. I mean, that's the unanimous.
I don't know how you can.
Anybody would pick him. Right?
Absolutely, for sure.
Okay.
All right, I got to turn my screen because I don't want you poaching any of mine. You got the best one off the board, no doubt. But I think this is a solid number 2, Adam. I'm going with Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, man.
The 3rd president of the United States of America. He was the first Secretary of State under Washington. That's a big job.
Yeah,
and you got to surround yourself with good people, right?
Yeah,
if you're George Washington, you're the first leader of the state. So, Thomas Jefferson, Adam, the inventor of the swivel chair.
Yeah,
and what's even cooler about that is he wrote the Declaration of Independence on said swivel chair. So, I think that's really cool. And he had one really cool quote I like a lot. He said, "I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past."
Yeah.
Very forward thinking. Hey, Declaration of Independence. Yeah. If you don't have that, I don't know. I mean, he formed that. He was the originator, the author, and I think he played a really important part in America's history.
I agree with that, man.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson.
All right. Okay. What's your number 2 pick?
I'm going with Paul Revere.
Dadgummit,
Paul Revere. The British are coming. The British are coming. The British are coming. What a man. What a man to I mean, 1 by land, 2 by sea.
Yep.
They came. It would have been unnoticed. It would have been a heck of a sneak attack had Paul Revere not got on horseback shown just great, just stockmanship, being able to just take off through horseback through and on that stone mark. I just hear the horse galloping now as he rode through the streets of Boston, alerting the militia that it's time to go. The British are coming. Heck, I mean, it could have changed the trajectory of the war if the British got off on a fast start right there. Paul Revere, what a guy, what a man.
Yeah. All right. I like that, Adam. That was going to be my number 2, but I got another good number 2. I'm going with Benjamin Franklin, Adam. Benjamin Franklin invented the bifocals and the lightning rod.
Great man.
So anybody wearing a pair of glasses out there, you can thank this guy. He helped us establish, Adam, I didn't know this, the first volunteer fire company in Philadelphia.
Oh, really? Did he? Yeah, a great guy.
Great guy. And you mentioned this a while back. He was a ladies' man and, just an icon. He was a diplomat, an inventor, and a crucial figure in securing the French support for the revolution. So Benjamin Franklin, we applaud you. And his face is on the $100 bill. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, if you live in Franklin County, your county is named after Benjamin Franklin.
True.
So
love it.
Benjamin Franklin.
Love it. I love it.
All right, Adam. Number 3.
I'm going to go with John Adams.
Ooh, good pick.
He was a leader, of course, during the Revolutionary War and was the second president of the United States of America.
Yeah.
John Adams.
What was his middle name? Do you know? H? Did it start with an H?
But there was another one. There was a John Quincy Adams. Not to be confused with John Adams, I think. Okay. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. For my 3rd pick, I'm going with Samuel Adams. Hey, look. Samuel Adams is the reason. Is this right? Yeah. For the Boston Tea Party, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, and, I think he was a very fiery guy.
And I'm all for that.
Yeah. The British called him the Great Incendiary. I think I said that right. For his fiery speeches and writings, I think he maybe pushed a little propaganda out there.
No taxation without representation.
Exactly, yep. And he started a little mini revolution there in Boston.
I like it.
I
like it, man. I love it.
Really just sending a message out there, out east.
And I love that. Yeah. I'm all about that. So that's good. That was good, man. What a time, man. I got some honorable mentions.
Yes.
Betsy Ross, Clark.
Okay, yeah.
Great, what would you call it?
Advocate?
No, what? I'm drawing a blank as far as, making the American flag an icon.
Oh, yeah.
A great, what do you call it? The seamstress abilities.
Maybe,
seamstress abilities to be able to sew up the first American flag. Look,
yeah.
You know what I was about to say? Really make myself look stupid.
What?
I was about to say Francis Scott Key for writing the Star Spangled Banner, but that was the War of 1812.
Really?
I think.
No, he wrote the Star Spangled Banner.
That was the War of 1812. He did write the Star Spangled Banner, but it was the War of 1812.
Oh, you're saying he was a little bit. Yeah, he was a little later.
Yeah, he was a little bit later. He wasn't.
That's true.
Yeah.
Who else?
Nathaniel Greene.
Okay. Tell me about Nathaniel.
He was a general.
Okay.
Big leader in the.
What about? Hold up just a second. I have Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
He was a good one.
Yeah. Who else you got on there?
I think we really named a lot of them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, that's strong. That's good, Clark.
We love our founding fathers here on Road 60. United States of America,
great
baby.
Men. Constitution was great. Just the foresight that those men had a couple hundred years ago. Wait a minute. Coming up on 250 years to be exact.
Yeah.
Was a something, man, that they're way before their time. Extraordinary men. Tip of the hat to them, Clark.
Yes.
Great way to honor the Minutemen of Massachusetts coming in Sanford Stadium Saturday. Love it.
Yeah. Well, hey, we've had a great time here on Road 60. If you've enjoyed it, just
sir, baby.
Leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe and comment. Who's your favorite founding father or U.S. American Revolution hero? That would be cool to know too. So, Adam, I got a score prediction for UMass, and then I want you to wrap this thing up with your score prediction as well. I'm going DAWGS 41-6. A good game to just kind of chill back and chill out, relax, kick your feet back, stay a while.
Chill back, stay, yeah.
Yeah, a good family game. And it's going to be great weather. We're going to hit. Hey, I'm all for this kind of a noon kickoff, honestly. I like it. I appreciate it.
I do too.
That way we can get back home and watch some other college football.
It's going to be a little bit more tame environment.
It will.
I mean, it's not going to be as electric, but I mean, that justifiably so. Get ramped up for the Tech game on Friday.
Exactly.
That'll be good.
No blackout or anything. The Dogs 41-6. I'm feeling good. Just stay healthy.
That's right.
And do what you got to do.
Yeah, I agree, Clark. Stay healthy. That's the biggest thing I think this week. Just continue just working on execution, man. Maybe get guys like Nitro Tuggle, even more experience, and more of the freshman, younger guys on both sides of the football experience. Great time of the schedule for this game to come. After a big emotional win against Tennessee, you could afford to have a little bit of a letdown, even though that's not what's being preached in the Butts-Mehre building. But as fans, we could have a little bit of a letdown, but we need to still be excited about this game. Watch it at home. Watch it in Sanford. Come out, like you said, Clark. Family game. Great game to bring the children to, the grandparents to, man. Just to enjoy Sanford Stadium. Get home at a decent time. Should be some pretty weather. So come on out, man. Watch this Georgia football team play. We're still in playoff contention. Still in SEC championship game contention by a little bit of a margin too. The door's still open on that.
Yep.
But most importantly, this Georgia team still has national championship aspirations live. And I'll just go ahead and say it, Clark. If the team that played on Saturday continues to progress on the offensive side of the football and found their offensive identity and the defense continues to improve as well, people get healthy on both sides of the football, man, there's a reason why this team was ranked number 1 preseason. There's a reason why they have been so dominant the past few years, and everything is there. This team can make a run. I mean, it's up for grabs, man. Late in the year is still up for grabs, and we've talked about it all year. You want to get healthy and peak at the right time and play the best ball. And I wasn't feeling like this a week ago, but amazing what can happen in a week, man. So let's finish this regular season strong, Clark. Big game against UMass and Georgia. Georgia's going to win this football game 45-3, baby.
Okay.
45-3 is going to be fun. Everybody, enjoy your week. Get excited about the rest of this year, man, because, hey, after this UMass game, hate week starts up, baby, for a rare Friday night game, Thanksgiving week. Best week of the year, I feel like, outside, I said that about the Florida week, but I love Thanksgiving, love the Tech game, man. A lot of stuff to talk about. Get excited about it. Enjoy it. We're blessed, y'all. We love y'all. Go Dogs,
Go Dogs.
baby.
Ooh, 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 ooh.